What's up? What's up? What
All
up?
right,
What up, brother?
what's popping?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You in the building, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
Right here, blessed, bro. Just kind of making me miss my city, my area. I mean, it's not my city, but I lived there long enough, man. It makes me feel like it.
I hear you live in Boyle Heights or what?
I lived in Boyle Hts for a gang of years, bro.
Oh man.
I lived on First in Utah for like if you take a right
Oh
on
yeah, I
Utah,
remember you telling me.
yeah, if you take a right by like if you take a right on Utah, like after self-help graphics, and you go down, there's a red wall. I lived right there in that house on the right hand side.
Oh snap. All right, shit. So you know
So
what's up.
Oh man, hell yeah, that's the last place. That's where I moved, bro. First in Utah, I used to just take the train over to Homeboy Industries because I used to be the photographer over there, and then come home, go do the thing in
Oh wow.
downtown.
So you did photos at Homeboy.
Yeah, I
You
was
know
the
Rulies? Rulies?
yeah, of
Oh man,
course,
dude,
hell
Rulies
yeah.
grew up in the projects with my mom, with my dad, with my uncles. So
He's such a
you
blessed
know,
person.
yeah, man. Rulies is the man, and
I actually,
it's such
I
a
actually,
trip. Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say I actually got to I had the honor to document his mother's passing. You know what I
Oh
mean? And
wow.
so it was like a real big deal. So yeah, I literally know that feel pretty good.
Everyone
Like
in the hood loved his mom. Everyone in the hood loved his mom.
hell yeah, bro. So let's get into it, brother. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
I am Viva Mescal. I am from Boyle Heights, California. I'm a rapper, producer, engineer. I happen to be, not to toot my own horn, I have to be one of the nicest on the east side, one of the nicest coming out of LA, and I'm just representing for where I come from and trying to leave a stamp in hip hop without putting it in the box. I've been learning a lot lately. As you see the culture going further, how we identify Latino, Latinx, Chicano, whatever you want to call yourself. If you come from a line of indigenous blood and somewhere in your bloodline, and you come from Southern Cali and from this area, we have an untold story, especially in hip hop. So I feel a little responsibility, not that I'm all super tapped in. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a real knowledgeable guy. I'm not. I just can recognize it that we're trying to find our identity right now, and it's just dope to do it through music, do it through rap, through a medium that people don't really expect. Because I was just out in New York, and they don't expect the food from East LA to be rapping the way I rap. They ain't expecting the food from Boyle Heights to come and shut down a show in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So I've been taking pride in that shit lately, as I always have, but especially lately, it's been really feeling like shit's bubbling.
Hell yeah, dog. No, I mean, that's the thing. I saw you out there. My brother actually lives out, and I've been out there too. It's a trippy vibe, right? Because there's like a bunch of Latinos that are like from African descent too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that vibe out there. It has a lot of what I love out here in the Bay Area. That we're very close with the African American community. But
Exactly, man. Unfortunately, in LA, I feel like it's no secret. Like gang and prison culture, it's different here. So there's a lot of tension between black and brown people, and a lot of divide when we should be a lot more clicked up. And when you go to the East Coast, even when you go to the Bay, you see that those walls ain't really there.
yeah, but god damn it, bro, there ain't no city in the world like LA. Because the whole world's in LA. You know what I mean?
That's right, bro. No, it's crazy you say that
I'll be
because
honest. I'm honest, bro. I mean, I'm just being real. I love it, bro. But like, I don't want to live there right now. But like, it raised me. You know what I mean? I lived there from 18 to 30, bro, or 18 to 32, bro. I mean, those are formative years of your life, you know?
oh yeah, oh yeah. And you were right there on First in Utah in Boyle Heights all the time, or what?
No, 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 shit, bro. I was on Sixth and Westlake. I
Oh
was in,
shit.
yeah, I was right by MacArthur Park. Like right there where 18th Street is. I was
Oh
a
yeah.
gang. Yeah, I was a gang of places. I even was in the beach, man. I tried to like when I moved from the Bay, I tried to move to Santa Monica because I thought it was gonna be like all like cabachos and all that. And where I moved was in the Pico neighborhood, and they got 17th Street Boys. They got
Oh yeah.
Crips there.
You went on the wrong side of Santa Monica.
Yeah, bro. I was like,
You went
damn,
on the hood
bro.
side and shit.
Yeah, they got Bandits and Culver City and Sotel and all that, but it was beautiful, bro. And LA made me into a photographer. It gave me like that because I document the movement, I document our people, I document all those things, and that's LA, because LA is just such a live, But at the same time, I saw one in the song, you know, you were saying like LA loves you just as long as you're, I forgot what you said, but it will only love you back if you're doing something.
If you're trending, I love LA, but they only love you back when you're trending. I
Ah,
mean,
I was like, and like it's not like the real LA in the sense of like because I was lucky enough to live with the people like from LA, right? Like not from LA, but like the industry of LA is like that, dog.
oh yeah, that's why there's like the real, even with the underground scene, you know, in LA, there's a thriving underground independent scene. You could
Yeah,
come out here, you could just see so much talent. You could just see so many, you know, hardworking artists and a lot of culture. But on the flip side, you got the Hollywood shit, and you got stuff where you could kind of get in without necessarily paying the dues if you got the bucks, and kind of cut the line, and people kind of get caught up in that, you know, and or get caught up in the numbers so much and get caught up in all that shit, which are still important. You know, I even have another bar in the album where I say like, I'll be lying if I said status doesn't matter. It
yeah, yeah,
does,
yeah,
but it's still fucking hard as hell out here to be a fucking Latino rapper. You know what I mean? Like at any rate, it's still just this little wall, this little ceiling that we still kind of have to stay under for whatever fucking reason. You know, and I see it getting broken right now because I see so many hungry young artists, and I see the movement from like I think I seen even one of your videos talking about the food community, and you got pages like Food's Gone Wild and other big pages that are spreading the culture. And it's through comedy, it's through different things, but it just shows how much the lifestyle we grew up with is there's an appetite for it. There's people who want to learn about it, want to fuck with it, and it's an interesting narrative. And so I don't know. I want to bring that with the music, you know, and do it to some real hip hop shit. You know what I mean? Like where your raps matter, where your performances matter, where your rhyming and all this shit being dope fucking matters. You know, because sometimes in the past it's been okay where if you just really street, or if you really you got this cosign from this hood, maybe you didn't have to rap as dope as the fool on the East Coast. Maybe you didn't have to rap as dope as this fool. We've done that in the past, and I'm like, not this time. With our crew and with what I do, you got to be nice. You got to be dope. If you ain't dope, if you ain't sick with this shit, you just can't you can't step in the fucking arena, man. That's just how the fuck we roll, man. It's just
yeah. I know there was a bar you said something about like living on the east of the LA divide or something.
yep,
Yeah, there's
yep,
something like the East LA divide. I was like, man, that shit is sick because a lot of things are separated by if you look at like how the freeways are structured, you feel me? It's crazy, dog. And even if you go down like into the Inland Empire, bro, like if you go to the Inland Empire, one side's Claremont, the other side's Pomona. You know what I mean?
yep.
It's like crazy, dog. And then like I don't know if you heard of the Mothers of East LA, like they used to do all kinds of things back in the day to try to get things out of East LA because they were putting so much stuff. I mean, there's that one documentary, the East LA Exchange or something, and it broke down like how all the freeways go through East LA, like all the environmental shit, you know what I mean,
Right.
and how that affects the the
I
community.
actually haven't seen that one, but I am familiar. But growing up in the area, you hear the history of how they wouldn't let, you couldn't build a freeway through Pasadena, through certain areas where they bring them through Boyle Heights. That's why we got the 10, the 101, the 5, the 60, the 110. We literally have 5 freeways that
Literally.
are built around our neighborhood for better or for worse, right? They wouldn't have let them do that shit in another nicer neighborhood. We had to have that done to us. But shit, what did it also make? It made it where you had to pass through our hood, you had to pass through this culture and this community in order to get anywhere else you had to get. Um,
And also like how it makes people from Boyle Heights and from that area, bro. Like how I was on it because you know how there's the whole thing like Boyle Heights is Boyle Heights and then there's East LA. Like they don't. Do you consider Boyle Heights East LA?
so that's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. There's no right way to answer that question.
Oh yeah, I know
And
she's
I've
gonna
I
be wrong.
spent years trying to master it. So I'm gonna give you my most fucking
Oh
politically
man,
correct, right? Right? Like
that's funny.
Boyle Heights is his own thing. East Los is his own thing. But
Yeah.
Boyle Heights is still located on the east side of LA, no matter how you chalk it up.
I
So if
like
I'm
that
talking to
answer.
some fool on the other side of the world, and he goes, "Where do you live?" And I say Boyle Heights, or I say Highland Park, or I say Al Sereno, he's not gonna get it. What I have to say is East Los Angeles.
Oh
even
hell
though
yeah.
I may not live right on, fucking
It's
whatever
not
it
so.
is, like
It's not so though.
Whittier
It's
and Eastman, it's still the
yeah,
East
yeah.
Side. That's why I call my crew East of the River. I recognize that, and that's why I have homies from Montebello, Monterey Park, like I said, Lincoln Heights, El Sereno, Highland
That was
Park.
a Mescal coming with the
I gotta
diplomacy.
hit him with the. I'm a diplomat, bro. I'm the ambassador of this shit. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to exclude no one out. We all have to roll as a unit, fool. And like, that's another point. Like, now that we're getting a little more attention, I see more hate within the community. Who's hate, who's trying to block each other's pages, who's trying to do all this little extra shit. And it's like, yo, I refuse to do that. I refuse to take the
Yeah.
bait. There's fools who don't like me right now. God bless them. I ain't gonna diss them. I ain't gonna do this shit. I'm not gonna let someone from the outside look at us and see us going at each other. Nah, fuck that. We get enough of that from the outside. We gotta support each other, and that's why I wanted to make it about a bigger East Side movement than just saying Boyle Heights, Boyle Heights, Boyle Heights all day. Although, if you listen to my music, I'm repping. I'm repping where I
The
grew up. I
heights.
love it. So.
I
But
love
yeah,
Boyle Hts,
that's
bro.
my
Like
answer in so many words, motherfucker.
you made me forget about it already. That's why it's good. No, no. I mean, I understand where they're coming from, I guess, in a sense, but I mean, how I look at it is once you cross that bridge, bro, you know what I mean? That's how
Yep.
I'm not from there, so I understand where they're coming from too, or whoever. And then there's some people that actually like to define themselves as just Boyle Heights because it has a different kind of vibe and history. There's a lot of there's a big
Absolutely.
history of like a lot of immigrants, a lot of like Russians, Japanese, Jews,
And even
all
like
that.
I'm in New York and I'm in Brooklyn. I'm like Brooklyn, but then fools are like Flatbush, Brooklyn, Flatbush, fucking, Bed-Stuy. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. You're like, I thought it was just all Brooklyn, but no, they all have their little boroughs and their own little neighborhoods, and it's the same thing with right here on the East Side. Um, but there's plenty of talent, there's plenty of love to go around.
Hell yeah.
They
Salud.
all have their little boroughs and their own little neighborhoods, and it's the same thing with right here on the East Side. Um, but there's plenty of talent, there's plenty of love to go around.
Hell yeah. Salud. That's the Atlanta. That's right.
And ATL now. Actually, I'll be out in Atlanta in September, bro. Come
Yeah.
connect.
Man, so I'm surprised we never ran into each other, but I moved out of Boyle Heights in January of 2016. Damn, I've been gone for a while now.
Damn.
I know, man. But I had to go by my old house just to say hi. Like I literally the same woman lives there. I just rented a room right there with a señora. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And her son was in a band, so he knew of me. Because I was like kind of the guy that ran around taking pictures in Boyle Heights.
That's sick. But yeah, I'm surprised we never did run in because I
Because
mean,
I used to be at the M Bar and across the
dude,
street, right?
and that's all
Yeah.
my the M Bar. That was my first hip hop show 10, 11 years ago. No lie, I
Uh,
threw my first hip hop show at the M Bar.
yeah, bro. I used to
Before
hang out with like,
it used to be called Miklas. And then when they turned it
yeah,
into, because Miklas, that shit was like a little low key spot and shit. You
yeah,
wouldn't
sure,
catch a hip hop show there. You probably might catch some other shit there.
yeah, powdering
Um,
your beak.
and uh, and then Lalo and Angel ended up taking it over, and that's when I
Hey,
started doing the shows
fucking,
at the
is
M
it?
Bar.
And then fucking Lalo, huh? Over here blowing up, dog. That fool,
Yeah,
that's the homie right there.
with the Chelmito. Shouts out to Lalo, bro.
Hey, I was so happy when I saw all that because he's such a good person, dog. Both of those guys, they're so supportive of the community and the arts. And God, I quit drinking, and bro, I feel bad. Like I would be passed out there. They wouldn't even trip, dog. Like, because like there's a sad part, but there's kind of like a toxic part of the whole scene, And I hate to say
Yeah,
that I was part of that toxic scene, and I had to go like get away and get sober, bro, because it was just like it was so much fun, and I was part of this movement in the early 2011, 12, 13, when a lot of big bands like Las
yep,
Cafeteras and
yep.
all of them like they were all
I
coming
remember
out.
walking by and seeing Chicano Batman perform, and fucking
Tho-
Lalo
tho-
just
tho-
let me in. Like,
yeah,
and they
those were
were just
the
there at the M Bar on a random little Thursday. And they're like, you never heard of this band, Chicano Batman? I'm like, nah, me and my homie are just walking by. And they're like, come in, fool, come check them out. And it was packed, and these fools
Well,
were
were
fucking
you
dope.
around there? Were you around there like in 15, 16, like 14, 15, 16, like going out to bars and stuff?
Dude, the entire time. The
I
fact that we
used to
haven't
be
linked is crazy, bro.
I used to be pelon, but I'm surprised,
No,
yeah,
same
bro.
here,
'Cause
fool. Same here. I just have rock the short hair, and I was doing my rap shit. I used to roll with
yeah,
the
and the
Soul
what's
Tribe and all them, and
yeah, what's the bar across the street too?
fucking
The
Las
popular one.
Palomas.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
go get stabbed, right? Go get you a $2 beer and get stabbed, bro.
Hey, sometimes you gotta go get one real quick though. And there's the pool hall down the street by Soto.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I just love that place. I used to do the laundry over there by Breed Street. There's like a little laundromat
That's
right
right.
there.
That's right by where I live, bro. Right
Yeah,
there.
by the mural and across the street, I'd get tacos by the tire shop.
Fool, you know what's up. See?
Yeah.
Damn.
I love it, but when I saw your music and like you even showed, I lived out literally. You showed like the apartments, like the front apartments, right by the 99 cent store, where I would go to the 99 cent store because I lived on Utah. The 99 cent store is on what's the? It's right by the next street over. Shit, it's right before you start going up into Mariachi Plaza.
Uh-huh.
But there's a 99 cent store right there on the right hand side. Um, and I was like, man, you're making me miss the area, bro, because you know how it feels to
And,
be there.
and you know, when I made the video Peyote Cactus, which I show a lot of the landmarks, I had just got back from Europe. So we were out in the Netherlands and we were right there rocking shit, and I performed that song, and I'm saying the B, the O, the Y, L, E. Now add the S, that's East Los Angeles. And I literally had fools walking up like, you're from East LA? Yeah, they're like, damn, bro, you been at Pino? You know about Cinco Puntos? I'm like, how the fuck do you fools know about this? But they were fans of the culture from movies they saw, from
Yeah,
videos, Psycho Realm, and different shit. Like, and I don't know. I came back home and I was like, man, I got to put this in a video. I got to put it all together in one. And that track and that thing is funny. People always go back to it because it's like I try to put all the landmarks. You know, you can't get them all, but
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
literally wrote the list. Like, let me get the 20 landmarks from Boyle Heights that I know I need to put in. And you know, it feels good that people who have lived there, you know, visited there, they have that connection to that video because of those landmarks and because of those visuals, you know.
You know what you got to put? That maybe I don't know if you saw it, the Sears Tower.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got
Oh,
every
did you?
building. I got
I'm
Sears
not,
Tower,
okay. I
Mariachi
missed that
Plaza.
part. I
I
missed
got
that
it all,
part, bro.
bro. Yeah, I got them all. I think
Yeah, yeah,
I know there's still spots I missed, but I got a lot of them.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. When fools like you don't know if you don't know like how I'm speaking about Boyle Heights, and you know what I mean. Like when people try to talk to me like over here about, it, I'm like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Now.
I
Relax.
see the Boyle Heights heads in here. Shouts
Hell
out to
yeah,
the homie E, the Mad Assassin. Young Casper's in here. I think I saw my boy Fernie I went to school with in here. The Furnace and the chat.
yeah. Shout out to all of
Shouts
them,
out to all
everybody,
y'all.
man. Much love to the whole Heights, Boyle Heights, man. It really it installed a lot in me, bro. Just like you know of a like a I don't know. It's hard to explain like the contradictions of living in the hood. You know how so much beautiful can come out and so much darkness can come out at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
growing up like what like that, and there's a piece in your song. I be listening because I like that you're lyrical, man. I like that. Um, you said something about I didn't join the hood or something, but I something and I feel like and this is one of the reasons I left LA, bro, is because I saw one of my I was dating a woman that had a child and he was literally like the coolest kid in the world and he walked right over a homeless person and at 7 years old he was already like used to you know he wasn't
Right.
trying to be bad but kids grow up so fast in Los Angeles
Yeah, he
and
kind of was already
honestly
desensitized to that shit.
and
Damn.
but at the same time like it makes people from LA so deep, right? So like how do you struggle with that and how did you because like every Chicano that grows up in LA at one time or another has to deal with the fact that there might be a gang that they could join if they wanted to. What kind of made you, you know, kind of steer into is it the music or what made you kind of, you know, stay balanced or whatever?
I think early on it was just like I've always kind of been like a independent thinker. So like the idea of having to do something that someone else told me, or like having like rules, or like you can't talk to this person, you can't go here, you can't do that, kind of never sat well with me. You know what I mean? Um, fucking, and then from there, I mean, I played sports. I try to just stay busy. You know, my pops grew up in the hood. I'm literally like second, third generation Boyle Heights, where like my grandfather bought the house I live in. My dad went to the same schools. He went to Roosevelt. He went to First Street. Then I went to those same schools. So like my pops put me on the right path where like he wasn't gonna let me go. It wasn't nothing he hadn't seen before. So I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
having that kind of wisdom around it, I was able to navigate it. But you know, like anything else, bro, you stay down for your friends. Your friends go different paths. Some fools join gangs. Other fools go do other shit, you know, and so you get those crossroads. But for me, I always had a pretty good head on my shoulders that I just wasn't gonna be influenced, bro. Like even to this day, bro. Like I try to stay away from group thought, like be an independent thinker.
Yeah.
You tell me what you think. Don't just agree with me because I'm persuasive or because you feel like, oh, you're gonna be put on the spot. Like, no, tell me what the fuck you think. And sometimes it's gonna suck. And there are times where, I went home instead of going out and doing some other shit, or maybe I wasn't the most toughest or the most fucking down fool, and I had to just be like, yo, that just ain't me, bro. Like, I'm gonna go do my music. I'm gonna go, I used to throw parties. That was my shit. I used to throw flyer parties back in the day. So I throw parties in like all the different hoods, bro. I'd be
Bro,
like,
I moved there in 2001 and they still had party crews, homie. And I was
oh,
going
fool,
to
I
I
was
was in
the head of
Huntington.
my party crew, bro.
Yeah, I
I was the
was in the
main
Boyle
head.
Heights. I was going to Huntington Park. I was all over. They had party crews, homie. And they just started they brought it back, but the Nas and all that shit, balloons,
Bro,
crazy
like
shit.
me and my homies in high school, we were wilding, bro. I used
Because
to
I moved
throw.
there when I was 18, dog, so I was hella young. I was still
Oh
young,
yeah,
you
oh
know?
yeah. Nah,
So
like we were
guys were
like
just getting
15,
out of high school and
16,
stuff.
handing out flyers. We go to Garfield, fucking Sure, Sacred Heart, fucking all these. Give our flyers. Whoever's house would let us throw the party, get the DJ, charge $3 at the door, have like 400. But the Fox 11 News, and it'd be like, oh, investigating kids doing Nas and all. Fool, they had like our parties on that shit on the Fox 11. Like that was my shit. I used to just like have fun and just, fucking just navigate through all this craziness and just still have my little smile on. I just try to be cool with people. And then that like naturally transferred to hip hop because I was used to being in front of crowds. I was used to being the one with the gift of gab. So when I started writing my raps, it just came real natural. And it was until like after high school that I actually got into rap. Like I feel like I had done it even earlier. I would have even had more of a following at the start, but I started right at the bottom and just started writing my bars, going and learning how to record myself, dropping little mixtapes, and years and years and years, and boom, now we've gotten put for festivals. We rocked the Novo with Felipe Esparza. When I hit up Felipe
Hey,
the
that was
first
from the
time.
hood too. He went to Homeboy Industries, and do you know when he won his comedy thing? He came back and gave like 10 or 15 racks I think he gave 10 racks to Homeboy Industries directly, right off.
Hey, Felipe is a real one, bro, for real.
That was a G. I mean, he jokes about being a G, but he was a real one too.
Yeah, while like my uncles grew up with him, and like Felipe and his family were like neighbors with my grandma and my tío, and so my tío used to watch out for him. So one of my other uncles, when I first started rapping, he sends Felipe a video of me rapping. Like this is like 2009. This is like 10, 11 years ago. And we like filmed it on a little handy cam, and it was like one of my first songs I ever put out. And my uncle sends it to him, and Felipe goes, "That fool's alright.
Ah.
Hit me up when he gets better." That's what Felipe wrote. Huh? So my tío is like, "Oh, that's fucked up, fucking this and that. He should support it." I'm like, "Nah, he's been real. He's been real.
Yeah.
He's saying, the homie got work to do." Full circle.
Hey,
Years later,
that's
I put
love.
my shit out. We sent it to him. He's like, "Man, you got better. Your shit's fucking dope." And just supported 100%, booked me for shows. He's helped me with placements. He came out of my video. It helped it propel it over 100,000 plays. And, we got connects because of Felipe extending his hand. So it's just full circle. And that's that shit. He could have hated, he could have talked shit, or I could have talked shit. We could have taken it the wrong way and been like this. But he gave me real constructive criticism. I took that shit. I worked on my craft. I came back years later. He paid me thousands to open up for him. You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
he put checks in the hands of some fools from his neighborhood who are just trying to come up like him. Like Felipe is the man, bro. Like I got a lot of love for that dude.
Hell yeah. Hey, shout out Dueñas Car Club. Where's my wifey though? They're an all-female car club. I'll be fucking with
Oh,
them.
there we go. Let me
I'll be
ride
at
with
the
y'all.
Yeah, can I get into the ride though? Hey, I'm gonna be there on Sunday though, San Ho Supercar Show, Street Low Magazine. I'll be V out there shooting everybody.
Sick.
Hey, you ever come out here? Have you ever been out here to the Bay?
You know what? Before the whole shutdown and everything, I actually had rocked a few shows up there. The homie goes to school up there, so he got us some college gigs and stuff like that. But
Because I feel like people would fuck with you up here, dog, for sure.
I do got it. like, you know, I follow my numbers and shit. I do got a solid amount of people who fuck with my music and stream it on Spotify and iTunes up in the Bay, from Oakland and San Francisco and even San Jose. So now that things are opened up, man, that's why I went out in New York and shit and did that. It was so nice to just be traveling again. So I'm definitely down to come to the Bay and fuck with y'all. Go up there
Hell
and
yeah.
rock some shit.
Hell yeah. No, no. No, I want that. I'm trying to bring more like I bring more like people from all over because instead of like talking directly about this or that, about north or south, about this or that, it's more about like music, bro. You know, like the first beat we ever heard was our mother's heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? And so we're all connected through that music, you know what I mean? And through that first heartbeat. And so I feel like music can help us unite, our raza a lot more than they are because we're so divided. Like, say it like I remember Bino, they were like, dude, I don't even care about the up north. I'm worrying about the people down the street. You know what I mean? Like, right? Like we divide up so much, Boyle Heights, East LA, El Sereno, Highland Park, Cypress Park, and all I've been trying to say also is like you can like Tupac said, like love your hood, but know when it's all good. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
Like let's go everywhere and party and have kids and have great sex and have great experiences and like why worry about guns and violence and all that shit? Because the reality is, homie, like there's Vato right here banging on here. Like when real violence happens, fool, everybody stops acting tough and shit, And so, we don't need no more of that. We need more like just like good times, like like
Yeah,
chilling like this.
for sure. I'm on that same way, bro. And that's why, like, my brand and, like, my music and everything, although I'll touch on certain street elements and shit, I'm just trying to tell a different story, Even, I was telling we actually had DJ Yalla here from NWA earlier here in our studio.
I
And he was
saw
here doing a
that.
book signing and a thing, right? And he was talking about, we're talking a little after, like, how why black and browns aren't closer in Southern California, and it's because of gang and prison culture, and it's not like that in certain other parts of the country and certain shit like that. Um, so I just said, well, all that's going on, and that story's getting told. There's another story on the side. There's the kid who was at the party where that happened at. There's a kid who's at the lowrider show, who's drawing, who's rapping, who's doing something else, and I, for me, I've seen the other story told. I want to tell that perspective. I want to see it from this other side and see our culture from that light. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong. I'm not gonna fucking talk shit about anyone else's art. That's what you do. That's what you do. There should be enough, attention that everyone could get some shine for the different elements we're bringing from our culture to hip hop to media to movies to shit like that, because it seems like it's only one story that people want to tell. It's only one story people want to continue to tell, and it's like, man, you can't put us in a box. Like the culture's too, it's spreading too fast, man. And you see it with all these pages, and you see it with these festivals that are getting sold out right now. You got the oldies making a comeback so huge, and literally you have Chicano culture fucking bringing a revival to these old school acts and these classic, fucking 60s and 70s music that our parents grew us up on. You know what I mean? Like, that's amazing, bro. Like, who would have thought in 2021 you're gonna see lowrider shows sold out? You're gonna see, oldies concerts pulled up and selling out. Like, it's such a trip. So I'm happy to be a part of it. I think we're at a dope time right now for the culture and for music and for creating art. And we gotta own it. We gotta own it and tell our story the best that we fucking can. And I preach that shit all day. I'm right here with my other homies in the studio. I'm like, it's still just about who's telling the best stories. It's still about who can get the people in their world. And I don't give a fuck if you fucking whatever the fuck you do. You grew up in East Los and you're a metalhead. You're a metalhead and you fucking, because we got them out here too. If you tell the best story, bring people into your world, they're gonna fuck with it and they're gonna fall in love with it, and that's what expands our culture. That's what defeats racism. That's what defeats all this bullshit. Is that people feel each other, like you're saying, having that connection since the heartbeat in the womb. Like I really have a passion for this shit, bro. And even if it ain't me personally who's gonna fucking put us on that and get us over this hump, I want to be a part of the process that gets us past it, and get that my son and my kid could fucking have that culture right there available, the way we have white culture, the way we have black culture, the way we have every culture. How come we're not right there in the forefront? We absolutely should be, you know, and you know, without getting too preachy, like I see the bigger picture in it, and I try to do that shit with my music and everything I do, bro. So
But that's the thing is also is that Raza like be getting shafted in the hip hop community, homie. Like I created this platform because I was like basically how Adam 22 was like document or started interviewing fools that he thought were dope that nobody was interviewing, and which I thought was dope. Like he can't interview everybody, right? And he don't really see our community that much, homie. And so, you know, I felt like we got instead of complaining and hating on him, not at all, because you know he's doing what he, you know, like create our own, you know, create our own platform where we can start to blow up ourselves, you know, with like trying to the food community, foods, all those pages. But for me, I'm trying to be a little bit more positive because I got a lot of love for Foods Gone Wild and all that. But like, you know, I'm an actual gang member, homie, and like I know about tweakers and about those things. And like I always think like there's a cholo, I'm trying to remember God his name right now, a popular Southside rapper. Um, God damn, he's from Pico Nuevo. I forgot his name right now. Pico Nuevo. He's a super cholo, but he was tripping on the Foods Gone Wild because, and I want to get your point of view on this, is if you saw one of your family members on there tweaking out, looking all crazy, you know, how would you feel? I had a stepbrother that got deported and probably died now because he was such a drug addict, and he was like those guys, all like, you know what I mean? And
right, right.
I don't know if I would be cool with that. So it's like some of it's cool, I understand, but some of it's like they're making money off of our pain. And then a lot like so then I don't know, but then on the flip side, they blow so many people up and give so many opportunities to people. So it's kind of hard. Like, do you ever think about those things or how to balance like those kind of like the platforms that we're creating? Do you think that they should be responsible at all, or do you think that they should just kind of do whatever it's their platform?
Damn, that's a good fucking question, man. I mean, there's no easy answer to that because, like you said, there's a positive that comes out of it.
Hell
There
yeah, a
really is,
lot.
you know,
I would
as
say
far
way
as
more
just
positive than
even
negative.
not only just promoting and like visually, but there's a pride to it. There's a pride when you haven't been represented, when every superhero, every hero you've ever had never looked like you. Since the
Exactly.
moment you're fucking a little kid, and then you have this little page that shows your little homies and shows the stupid shit you say, hey fool, nah dick, the way you talk. Not hey son, what's up, man? You're not trying to talk East Coast.
This
You're not
fool,
trying
you
to
know,
talk Southern.
yeah.
You're not trying, but trying to talk how you grew up. It's very powerful. Like there's something that happens there, and I think the essence of it is pure and it's dope because at the end of the day, they're not showing nothing that isn't real.
Yeah,
Now,
and that usually hasn't already been shown somewhere else already.
so
Because you
that's
got to
that
know that
fine line. But I
you
get
know
what
people
you're
are
saying,
sending that
man.
shit
Like, because
in.
it's not easy. It's not easy to do that, and you have to beg that question. You have to ask it: is this actually helping us as far as promoting being looked at in that way? You know what I mean? I think like anything, if we could just find a balance. If it isn't just all tweakers and bullshit, you throw a little bit of some realness in there, throw a little bit of that, of some positivity and fools like you that bring balance to it, we're gonna be okay. But if it becomes so one-sided that it's just all clowning, it's all drugs, it's all net banging, it's all bullshit, then unfortunately you could put the timer on it for the crash and the explosion. Because although this feels like it's something that's never happened, and it probably has never happened at this platform and at this amount, there's been other things in the history where, you know, you had comedians like, you know, Chicano comedians and even the culture start to come up, but get kind of self-destruct because it becomes so cliche and the same shit. You keep putting things in the same pocket, you know? So I think if we balance it and we could grow up with it, with the platform, we should be all right, you know? But it's a fine line to walk. I give them all the props and I give the pages all the props and I give the fools who are trying to add a balance. To me, I'm trying to add a balance. Don't tell me that there's no acts out there that have bars and are fucking dope and write good songs besides just doing some party turn up shit or just some ganged out banged out shit. Even the most ganged out, banged out fool has a perspective to tell and could do it skillfully. There's no reason that we can't elevate that person. That's our choice, you know, as a culture to elevate the right people. For me, I just want to bring that balance. My crew, me and my crew, you know what we're going to get. We're going to try to go, like when I went to New York and I went to Brooklyn, I try to out-rap fools in Brooklyn. So here they
Yeah.
go seeing a fool from East Los, and I'm dropping doper bars than them. I rap better than them. I'm dressed just as good or not nicer than them. I'm more handsome than them. And
Yeah.
like, come on, where you at? Like, that's how I had to come with this shit because I'm representing our side. I couldn't come in there
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
no,
coming
no,
hard,
no,
homie.
fuck that. I came too far to let you think this is what an East LA Boyle Heights rapper looks like. Nah, this is what it is. You know, like, and I take that shit with pride. So, yeah, man, that was a loaded question, but the answer was in there somewhere. You know.
No, no, yeah, and you got, yeah, I asked a lot because I was just vibing while I'm asked because I don't plan any. I like to just really conversate and that's the thing is I don't want to also go to the like the other homies where he was just like I don't even mess with them at all. I would want to. I mean, I'm not nobody, but I would want to like I still follow them. I do, but I have been less and less just because like I want to focus more on like positive things, bro. And like
Right.
I'm in recovery, homie. And like I smoke weed, but I used to be a cokehead and alcoholic, homie. So seeing my people, like, I just only imagine how white people see us on those pages, though, bro. And be like, damn, these
Yeah, I feel
motherfuckers.
you.
No wonder they're poor. No wonder
And
we can control them. No
you know,
wonder they don't give a
that's so
fuck
true
about
because
themselves.
that's that double-edged sword. Like, you own it, but at the same time, you kind of perpetuating a certain image that can then go and be like, yeah, see, like you said, this is why all these fools are like this. This is that shit, you know, and
It can
it kind of
reinforce.
keeps that
It
narrative going.
reinforces a lot of stereotypes, homie. And it's just real, And like
Yeah,
any
man.
real like homies that
Need
I
it.
know, like they like it at first, but then they
It's a
start to
trip.
like, But I still hope them all the success because like one of their last posts was supporting a young like a business taqueria or something. They were saying like a girl used to get made fun of for being a street vendor and now they have their own restaurant. So, they're starting to bring more balance and I think, in the end it's better to support and maybe help them along and like you said, bring balance
Exactly.
instead of just
Nothing wrong
hate.
with saying, "Hey, bro, bring that," and they'll listen. They'll listen, and and you're that positive voice, bro, and that counterbalance, and the game needs both. The in order for us to grow, we need both. It can't even just be too much of sweeping it under the rug. Everything has to be fucking G rated or clean. Like, nah, that's
No,
real
hell
shit.
no.
There is shit like
Yeah.
that going on, and it's real, and all that. So there needs to be just like just that balance, man.
And you could also say that Mexican people have dark comedy, and that we sometimes it's better to laugh at ourselves than to cry.
Right,
Because
right,
we've
man.
we've always been funny people, I think. Like our families making fun of each other. So I think it's cool overall, man. So what's coming next, bro? Or tell us a little bit about what happened today. I wanted to ask you about that. How was that with the
Oh,
legend, dog?
yeah, man. We're able to get in here. The homie Concept. He runs a podcast called Wake the Flock Up. So
Yeah, I
it's a
like that.
underground hip hop podcast. We've been on it before. Um, Actually, when he did another episode at our old studio, and he interviewed Merce. So when he brought Merce in from Living Legends, for someone who don't know, he's a mid city rapper, LA
Uh,
legend, fucking done so much shit. When he brought him through, we were able to meet him. Me and my crew, me and my homie Mad Max, we met him, gave him our CDs. Like 2 months later, he booked us for paid dues. So paid dues at the time, and even now, man, it has legendary status as being the festival that you need to get on as a hip hop head or as a hip hop rapper to break through or kind of get on that next level. So like Mercer's booked Nipsey Hussle before Nipsey was Nipsey. He booked Kendrick before Kendrick was Kendrick. He
damn.
booked Black Hippie. He booked Macklemore. He booked fucking all these underground
Black
cats before
hippie. I haven't heard of that name in a while.
he booked them all before they blew up. So the homie did an interview with him and he ended up booking us East of the River. Fucking East LA cats. We're the only fucking fools from the hood on that bill. We're there with Schoolboy Q with this and that. So, the homie hit us up recently. And he's like, look, I got to interview DJ Yalla. I'm going to do it. Could I host them at your studio? Similar like we did with Merce. I'm like, of course, bro. So today was the event. We did a pop-up. DJ Yalla talked about his book. He talked about the history with Ruthless Records and NWA. And it was crazy to hear from his perspective out of his mouth, like, the shit he's seen and the history he's been a part of and the records they've sold and the crazy shit they did. It was just like, it was really amazing. So we did a pop-up today. I was able to cop his book, and it's a trip to me. Like, I was just on the East Coast. I'm preaching all the shit about the East Side, and then we got we got a legend, a hip hop legend who comes
Hmm.
just over the freeway where the tensions are just like where we don't really blend for whatever reason. They don't come on this side, we don't come on that side, and now we have him in our studio, and we're able to just pick his brain and show him our shit. Yo, we're EOTR, we're East of the River, hip hop from the East Side. Give him some music, give him some shit. So it was dope, man. It was like church today, for real. It was like some hip hop church today, just hearing this shit. It was really
Right?
dope.
That's how I feel about all of this, man. I feel like it's like church to me. It's like therapeutic, you know what I mean? And I also want to feel like I feel like we all present ourselves, but once you have a conversation like this, it's like it's real. You can't deny it. And it's live. There's no edits. You know, I post it, and so and later on I do little clips and shit, but I don't go back and do no re-edits or nada. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
that's
real
how
life.
yeah, bro. I mean, I think people deserve to like meet these dope artists that I think. Well, I'm just catching the waves of everybody. I'm still kind of new to because I was more involved in politics and culture, very involved in music, but because I quit drinking, I had to take a little moment, you know, just a little bit of time to make sure that I could go back into it, and I can because God got me, and so I've been in the music industry now back again, you know. So really,
That's dope, bro.
when I saw
That's
what you were
awesome.
doing, I was like, it made me fucking. Miss, I was like, man, I don't want to interview this fool because I'm gonna miss Boyle Heights. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to go drive down there just to. I was just in Mighty
Yeah,
after
just pull up.
Plaza.
You got to pull up
Yeah,
on my show. That's what it is. I'm actually rocking this Saturday right here in East Los on Whittier Boulevard at this spot right on Whittier. Um,
damn.
so this Saturday, I'm collaborating with the homies Young Baka Productions, and they're another like music collective and production team that put together shows. They're actually the cats I went to New York with. So we're collabing on this show, bro, and it's gonna be cracking, fool. Like we're already selling tickets. Just looking like it's gonna be a packed ass night. We got a dope ass band. I booked these cats called the Crudes, and they're like hip hop, fucking rock blend. They have like blues. They even play like they'll fuck around and play some corridos while they're fucking jamming. Like they're a sick ass band, and they're all from the East Side, bro. So they caught my eye, and I reached out to them, and they fuck with the music. They already had heard about me, so I was like, man, perfect. So I booked them, and yeah, this Saturday, bro. I mean, I'm really excited to perform. It's my first show in like 2 years in the city. Like having done shit in LA since before the pandemic, and right before the pandemic, I sold out the Paramount right on Cesar Chavez and Mott, right in the hood,
Nah,
right
I know
across the street
exactly
from the
where it's
Jack in the
at.
Box.
Yep,
Fucking
I know
this
exactly. I've
spot
been in
called the
that Jack in the
Paramount.
Box. I've been to that Jack in the Box, homie. Loaded.
You walk up, huh? Walk up at 2. You're one of the fools who walk up at 2 in the morning and order from the little window.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was my last show back in January 2020. We sold that shit out, bro. Fucking first hip hop show there, and first sellout that venue has had, and that's a historic venue. It used to be called the Vex. I mean, every punk band with the name has performed there. And before that, it was called the Paramount, and Sonny and Cher performed there. The Midnighters performed there. Fucking James Brown performed there. I mean, historic ass spot, and it's right in Boyle Heights. So that was my last show before the pandemic, bro. I don't even want to say that word because then the little thing from IG is gonna pop up that we talked about that. So since the shutdown,
I know. Hey, what's up with the IG becoming hella sensitive too, dog? It's just rough.
that's why I don't even say any of that shit no more.
I don't even
None of
want
the
to
trigger
say.
words. I talked
I
about
know.
using the thing you gotta put on your face
Yeah,
now to go out. I
yeah.
talked about that. Worst fucking worst fucking idea, dude. I was like, oh, I don't want to wear those no more. And
Bro.
IG just straight like shadow banned me the whole day and like wouldn't show none of my shit. I was like, oh fuck, man, you can't say nothing.
Yeah, dog, I don't know. Sometimes it be tripping. Like I got since I started this thing, I probably got 5 or 6 or 7,000 more followers. I don't really know because it started getting popular and like I can prove it. But like when I go live, sometimes it'll say less people than I had before. Like, you know, like online. But there has to be way more. So I don't get what they do. I think if you have like a big jump or something, they might think that you're like doing something crazy. I
They
don't
gotta like
know.
check you out. No, it happens. They'll check, make sure you don't like just got like a bunch of fake profiles or some
No, but
shit.
like if you look at my profile, like my followers, bro, like you press mine, they're not like from Egypt or anything. These niggas are from right here. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So it's like I don't know why they're tripping on me, but hey, you know, we just keep moving forward. But what I'm trying to do is after I'm done with these, screen record them so that I can save the interviews so that if anything happens, I can put them back or I can put them on YouTube. But I want to start doing in person ones too, bro, a lot more. So when I go
No,
down
yeah,
there,
fool.
I'll hit you
Come,
up and shit.
come down. You can host it right here the same way we hosted DJ Yella. We can have you host fucking multiple interviews. We could do me and you, or we could get other MCs right here or other fools and come use the spot, bro.
Hell
Would
yeah,
love to
I'll
open up
run.
our space to you, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm serious. I'll do that. I'll go there and like, knock down like a weekend for and just start running fools through. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Just have
Yup,
like a
yup.
marathon, have like a little party marathon, huh?
Let's
Just
do it,
interview
fool.
for.
Honestly, let's do it, bro. My
Hell yeah.
space is open to you, dude. Like anytime, bro.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate you. Well, before we're out of time, let me know if there's anything, any shout outs or anything that's coming up besides, like you said, Saturday.
Yeah, just the big show Saturday. I'll actually be out. I'm gonna hit Atlanta September 16th through the 19th. So I know someone from ATI was on here. And I'm hoping to just do more shows, bro. I'll be in New Orleans in October, just trying to get out of the city and just travel more and do more shows out of the market, out of the area. Because they only miss you when you're gone, baby. They
Yeah,
only miss you when you're gone. So, I'm just trying to keep this shit going. Shouts out to the East of the River Network, EOTR. Shouts out to everyone in the comments and everyone who fucks with us. Yeah, man, I'm just really grateful. We're in a good spot right now. We're going to keep the music and the culture going. So check out my last album. It's on Spotify. Go check everything out. Go bump the music and YouTube. I'm actually going to drop a new track, a new video soon. It's called Life's a Risk. I might fuck around and drop it tomorrow. I don't even know, but it's ready. One of my best music videos I've ever created. So shit, be on the lookout for that. It's coming any day now.
that's right. Well, this is another Pocho Live show. We got the homie in the building. Viva Mescal. Hey, where'd you get your name?
So I used to be called Mescalito. If anyone who's been rocking with my music for a minute, it was Mescalito. And Mescalito, pretty much the long story is like he's a spirit guide from when you take peyote. So if you take
Hey,
peyote
I take
and you
that and I got sober doing that, bro.
really
I,
with
I, I,
peyote,
sit, I sit up, bro. I do, they call it sitting up, and you do ceremonial peyote in a teepee. And I asked to get sober, and I got well. And a month later, I was in rehab, and I
that's
got
amazing.
well.
That's fucking. So now we have to have a conversation about that another time.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I, the mythology is that there's a certain part in Mexico where you do the peyote, you meet this spirit guy called Mescalito.
yeah,
And he come and he'll fuck with you, or he might be nice to you, he might scare the shit out of you, but he shows you
yeah.
what you need to see. And
Oh,
when
that's
I
so
heard
tight.
about that shit, I was like, that's me. I'm Mescalito. I'm this spirit guide motherfuckers meet along their journey. And then
Yeah,
from there, I had that name for a few years, but I wasn't the only one who kind of had that name. There were other DJs, there was other music, other brands. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just call myself Viva Mescal, so the name will live forever. Long live the fucking Mescal. So I was like, that's it. I didn't think too much about it. It's Viva now. Let's move with it. And I've been like that ever since, like about 3 years now, bro. So
that's
that's
right.
how I
Well,
got the name.
Jess K1821 says Viva Mezcal también.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a love. Well, I appreciate you for stopping by, bro. And I'm gonna hit you in the DMs and we're gonna connect. I'm from up north, homie, but I still got a 213 area code, so you feel me?
Oh shit, there you go. That's right, fool. Damn, I don't
For
even got
sure.
a 213 anymore, dog. They changed us to the 328
Yeah.
years ago, so you got an OG one.
Hell yeah, for sure. All right, homie. Well, have a good night, bro.
You too, brother. Peace,
All
y'all.
right. Peace.